can you talk about the layers and those different things as far as, you know, digging to what part can we get to and what is the last phase that would only be left?
Absolutely. So with BIODESIGN, BIODESIGN is made with no rebar, no concrete. It is literally just whatever shape you want, any kind of shape that you desire. As far as benches, steps, beach entry, true beach entries, we build that by shaping the dirt. We actually dig the hole in the shape of the pool. We don't have to have things like a massive over dig for plumbing and construction space. So we've dug this hole exactly the shape of the pool. Then we're going to put down a spun resin. This is actually the BIODESIGN resin, our proprietary resin, spun into fabric. It's kind of akin to Kevlar. It's very strong stuff. We put that down to protect our waterproof membrane from the ground itself, from any kind of penetration from the ground itself. On top of that, once we've got that down and welded together with heat, we've got a Firestone EPDM waterproof membrane. This is 80 mil thick. This is not a vinyl liner. This never has to be replaced. This has a 3,500 year half-life, meaning that this will take 7,000 years to biodegrade and it will not even begin for 3,500 years. Something tells me that neither one of us are going to care about that when it happens.
Wow.
But that is what's actually holding the water here. Then we've got another couple of layers that go down as a structural layer. This material here that you can kind of see rolled up, that is a lateral strength material akin to rebar that gives this material its lateral strength. Compressive strength on BIODESIGN is actually stronger than concrete. So we're 3,750 PSI of compressive strength at only 2 inches thick, where concrete with rebar is around 4,000 PSI.
Or some could possibly be to 6,000, but you're right, you guys are reaching over that threshold of, you know, 7,500 or so.
Exactly. So the way that this will go, we've got
great visual here.
We've got basically this board would serve as a representation of the earth. We've got this first layer of BIODESIGN spun resin into fabric. Again, that's akin to like Kevlar. It's very strong stuff. Then we've got the 80 mil EPDM Firestone liner that's on top of that. Then all of the plumbing on this pool is actually inside the pool. So there are no penetration points in this pool. You don't have to worry about ever a jet leaking or a bubbler leaking or a light niche leaking. All of those items are inside the waterproof membrane. So down the road, you never have to worry about a leak in this pool.
So with that is extremely important because a lot of the pools, like a vinyl liner, a fiberglass, concrete, you pressure test, you make sure settling issues, all that. But you're saying this can leak within itself and still be able to sustain functionality.
Absolutely. There's no such thing as a leak because
pretty incredible.
It's actually inside the pool.
You're
not losing any water. So the next layers that are important here that we're going to be getting to in the spring, we'll have the first structural layer of BIODESIGN resin. Now this is kind of just an ugly layer. We put that down because it's very difficult to trowel a very beautiful, smooth finish layer on top of all of these other spongy layers. So by putting down this first scratch layer of BIODESIGN, again 3,750 PSI, this sets up very, very strong, like concrete. It does not move, there is no give or flex to it. But this will be the first layer that we put down in the spring. On top of that, we're going to put down a fiberglass geogrid. This gives that same lateral strength to the top layer. Now the top layer does trowel nice, perfectly smooth. This feels like when you're at the beach or the lake and you're walking right down where the surf is and the sand is very tight and compacted and it doesn't move underneath your feet. That's what the surface of this feels like. But there is no give. There is no play in it. This doesn't ever move. It never changes color and it never needs to be resurfaced, ever. So there are no thin surfaces here like plaster or gel coat or liner that can ablate away or be damaged. So that you never have to resurface this product. It's permeable, so the water will go right through this just like at the beach, and the water is retained by the waterproof membrane that's underneath all of these layers.
Yeah, so as you can see overall, a lot of pros, a lot of positive on this kind of swimming pool for BIODESIGN.